Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Oliver Beaver and today I'm going to show you how to install mxnet on Windows. If you want to install this on Linux, there is a full installation guide with pip repository and everything like that. You just need to follow this guide and it will work. But for Windows, it's currently so that we need to do a few things manually. Doing first things first, let's install the dependencies. Let's start with Python, because we are going to install mxnet for Python. We're not going to install the latest version of Python, because chances are that a few of the third-party packages are not available for the newest Python versions for Windows yet. So click on Windows, and I'm going to use Python 3.4, so a bit of scrolling down to Python 3.4.4 and downloading the 64-bit of MSE installer. Since I want to utilize my graphics card for network training, I also need CUDA and CUDNN. But first I'm going to show you where you can get the information, which version of CUDA and CUDNN you need. In the installation site on mxnet for the GPU, we get linked to this guide and to the GitHub page of mxnet. When we scroll down, we find out that the Windows releases are moved to another repository. You can just visit it via this link. So here we find the latest Windows build, and here we find out we need CUDNN version 5.1. When you visit the NVIDIA CUDNN site and click download, you need to join their membership, or if you already have an account, log into that, accepting the terms and requirements, and we see there is a CUDNN version 5.1 for CUDA 8 and CUDA 7.5. I'm going to install the CUDA 8 version for Windows 10. So we now know we need CUDA version 8. So on the CUDA toolkit download, we select Windows, our Windows version. I am currently running Windows 10. And I am going to install the network installer type, which just means the installer downloads the 1.3 gigabyte while installing. Back to the mxnet Windows build site, we now download the VC14 base package and also the mxnet x64 VC14 GPU version. So the next step would be to install everything we just downloaded. I'd recommend to start with Python. It's just an ordinary installer. Just click next until it's done, and after that install CUDA. Just remember this may take a while because it's downloading 1 gigabyte of files in the background. After both is installed, we create a new folder. I'll name it mxnet, and just open it. And first we extract the pre-built zip file into that folder. Then the mxnet zip file right into it. And after that we go into the third-party folder, codnn, and there we extract the content of the codnn folder, so that there is a codnn DLL file in this. The next step is to execute the setup-env command, and to make this work, you need to restart your PC, or at least log off and on. To check if it worked, right click on your PC, Properties, Advanced System Settings, and Environment Variables, and make sure that a few of them are set up correctly. So there should be a system variable QDAPath or QDAPath v8. I think you need at least the normal QDAPath. It should be set up correctly when installing after installing QDA. And in your user variables, there should be an mxnet home variable pointing to this directory, and there should be in your path variables those should be set. A variable pointing to lib, a variable pointing to codnn bin, and yeah, a few more. When everything like that is set, we can now create a new project folder. Yeah, let's call it mxnet example project. Okay, the next part is a bit tricky. Let's step into the mxnet example project. Hold Shift and right click and click on Open Command Line here. First thing we are going to do is create a Python virtual environment. It will help us keep different Python projects enclosed. Python is located at C double point. I think default is Python 3.4. And there should be a Python exe -m venv. This will create a virtual environment called venv. So you can see it in the folder. There's now a directory called venv, and inside this directory there is a directory called scripts. There's an activate.bat file, and when we execute it, we are now with this command line in this virtual environment. Now we need to go into the mxnet directory with this command line, cd /mxnet, and inside this directory there is a Python directory with a setup py, and this will install mxnet into our Python virtual environment. So td python and then python setup py install. Depending on your machine, this may not work. On Windows there happen to be many different problems that can occur. A few of them have to do with your system environments. Another have to do with, as you can see here, char map and encodings. You can't really resolve these problems for the installer, but we can ask help in another way. There's a website, the URL you can see here, where pre-built packages are. In my case, I need the NumPy package. As we can see here, when it's tried to install NumPy, we got this char map encoding error. So I'll install NumPy manually. We can search on this site for NumPy, or here's a direct link to it. And it's now important to pick the right one. First, we need NumPy plus nkl, and we need the NumPy for our Python 3.4. We need NumPy 1.13.1, so it's this, and I have a 64-bit Windows. Clicking on it, downloading it, and this may take a while. So I downloaded the file and placed it on my desktop, and now we need to install it manually. Going with the command line into my desktop and typing pip install NumPy and hitting tab. And it tells us that we need a newer pip version. Typing this command in here will update pip. And then we can try again to install pip, install NumPy with pip. As we can see, it successfully installed it. So next step would be to install mxnet, or try to install it again. cd mxnet /python setup py install, and hopefully all the other dependencies can be installed automatically. Yeah, that worked. And if we type pip list, we can see it installed CraftViz, mxnet, NumPy is installed, and yeah. If there is another package for you that does not install correctly, you should find every package you need on this website. And depending on what you do with mxnet, you may need other packages too, like OpenCV for computer vision, or if you do much with graphics, you may need PyGraphWidth. Yeah. The next thing we will do is setting up a project, in my case with IntelliJ IDEA, into this folder where we set up our virtual environment. So open, and mxnet example project, hitting OK. So we can see the folder is basically empty, except for our virtual environment. Let's click on this blue icon here on the right. Click New, click Python SDK, and add local. In the current folder, select the then folder, scripts, and there should be a Python exe, and hit OK. It automatically selects it, and when we hit OK, let's just create a new Python package source and a new Python file, test Python. Write import mxnet as mx. Yeah, and we can see the autocompletion showed that the IDE understands everything of the packages we installed, and now just writing a small mxnet test program. It worked. It opened this as PDF in the browser, and 888, which is now vector 111 times 4, multiplied with a vector 111 times 2. Everything worked as expected, and from this point on you should be good to go. I hope I could help you, and I'm out.